Would it be the podcast without it? Anyway, what's good?
Yo.
What's good?
I'm so stuffy.
Episode 8,
Episode 8.
Terrible Reception Podcast.
Mm.
What is poppin'?
I hope everybody's all right because apparently this killer flu is going around.
Killer Flu. Sounds
Oh
like a
my
dope
God.
rapper's name.
Yeah, right. Killer flu.
Anyway, episode 8, Terrible Reception Podcast. I am
Yes.
Jay Suarez of Benetton,
And I am Parlay of Benetton.
and together we go by
Benetton.
Benetton. Once again, thank you guys for sticking around with us.
Yes.
You are 8 episodes deep,
Oh, man.
so you're knee deep or balls deep at this moment.
Whatever you're doing,
There's no turning back
pretty
now.
deep.
Yep, there's no turning back now.
We're pretty deep.
Yeah, man. So you're dedicated, bro.
Yeah.
10 is right around the corner.
We hear a lot of people that are like, I have to catch up on the episodes. I'm like, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So do we.
So do we.
And that's good, man, because we wanted to record a few episodes ahead of time. That way we're ahead of the curve, as they say, and we're not falling behind.
No.
But I think we're doing pretty good so far, considering all the crazy stuff that we do and stuff. So I'm glad that we've made it this far.
Yes.
And we're having fun.
We're definitely having
You're
fun.
having fun?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just like, I feel, I got to excuse myself. I just feel mad stuffy. I'm still a little achy.
Mhm.
I caught this flu out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Mind you, I was supposed to join you for festivities on Sunday.
Mhm.
And out of nowhere, mind you, like I woke up and I was just like, what is life? Like I was in bed. I was weak. I had chills. I was sneezing. My nose was burning. And I was actually mad. And I think you saw my posts. Like I was thinking like, this might like lean into the conspiracy theory part of me, but I'm like, yo, I think they're spraying in the air, man. And I'm like, why is everybody sick like at the same time? Like I had other people hit me up that we know of that was like, yeah, my nose is burning too. Like I've been sick just as of this morning. And I don't know if it's me. It's my first time seeing it on the weather app, but it says like unhealthy air conditions.
No, I see it all the time.
And I was like, what the fuck is that about?
I think I don't check the weather as often as I should, but every time I do check, it's like unhealthy air conditions or something like that. It's like, okay.
Yeah, so I was
I think
like,
we're
okay.
just in Jersey. That's cool.
Oh my
Give
God.
everybody asthma.
But whoever has the flu, man, just like brace yourself
Yeah.
and just try to get over, like, take the healthy way. I know it'll take a couple more days, but don't like put more crap in your body just to get over it quick.
Mhm.
It'll come back quicker.
Yeah, man. So I guess we could, before we start, I want to tell everybody to continue subscribing.
Yes.
If you haven't already. Go to Apple Podcasts. Why can't I ever say that? I always want to say Apple Store. Apple Podcasts.
Go to the Apple Store and let them know that Terrible Reception Podcast is the shit.
You could do that too. Go to the Apple Podcasts, rate the podcast, leave a review. It's super important. I cannot stress that enough.
Yes.
Also on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, like a post, leave a comment. All that stuff is super important. Turn on your notifications too, so that way you know when we drop.
Yeah.
We try to drop every episode like either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how crazy our week is. But we've been trying to keep consistency with that. I know a lot of the podcasts usually drop their videos a couple days after their audio.
Yeah.
But we try to drop both at the same time. So, it's a lot of hard work. So
We have one advantage as human beings.
mhm.
We're able to like socialize on a level that like no other animals really do on this planet.
Mhm.
So let's take advantage of that. Let's comment.
Yeah, man.
Let's share.
Mhm.
Let's get your thoughts and ideas on topics. Like, again, we want to involve you guys because that's the bread and butter of this stuff. You
Mhm.
know, if nothing's going on in the world, if people don't have stuff to talk about, then
why are we doing this?
Exactly.
But yeah, man, that's my gist. Also Spotify, we try to get on Spotify too. And then in a few episodes, bear with us, we might have to take everything down and re-upload everything, because we might go through a different distributor, because our current distributor, I don't want to point them out, but they are not doing it for us. So we might switch over to something else. And so if you hear, or if you see like our podcast disappearing and reappearing at one point, that's probably why. So bear with us, guys. We're trying to find the right spots for everything, working through these things. But I wanted to start this off with an update on our keto thing.
Oh yeah. Guess who's joined the group?
I made the jump, guys. Dedication. New year, new me.
We need the claps.
For real. 2019, man. I want to, be, was that gift that I sent you the other day with the half naked dude on the roller skates?
Oh man, he was just sliding into 2019.
Man, I'm going to oil myself up. I'm never wearing a shirt again, bro.
No. I told him he's going to hit the stage like 50. You know what I'm saying?
So, yes. So I started the diet, what's today? Wednesday? I started it this Monday. Yeah. So on, what was that, February 4th? Yeah. February 4th.
Mind you, I was dying. Like, I was sweating on this guy's birthday because, like, his girlfriend had bought him, like, 2 ginormous cakes. Mind you, they're like, Korean-based, like, bakery, like, was, delicious status.
What's the name of that bakery? Continue the story. I'll look it up.
All right. So basically, they bring out one, I don't know, it might have been mango strawberry cake, and the other one was like this chocolate espresso looking cake. I don't even know. I'm just
strawberry yellow cake, I think.
Man, it was just like it looked delectable, and I was there. Like, mind you, I enjoyed my dinner. We went to a very nice restaurant for Jay's surprise birthday party.
Yeah, which I've never been surprised before, and I was like super shocked when I saw you guys there, and I was
I was still on filming duties to get your somebody's like, who can record this, and everybody's like handing the phone to me like, Rich got it. I was like, can never get a day off.
That was great, man. I thank you guys for being there, because that was like a very, very pleasant surprise to see all my close friends there. So
nice little mingle. But yeah, man, I was like sweating and watching you guys eat that cake, because you know me, I got a sweet tooth for cakes and stuff. Like, I'm not really big on, like, I'm not like that kid that's like, yo, I need a whole bag of peach rings. Like, no. I'm like,
though peach rings are a bomb, though.
Peach rings are super good. And the little Coke bottles, you know what I'm saying? Those are delicious. But at the same time, I'm more like a brownies ice cream kind of guy.
Yeah.
Apple pie. Oof. You know what I'm saying? We can't be talking that nonsense.
No, right now, let's get this update going before we make ourselves miserable. Yes. But so this is day 3. I'm officially done with day 3.
Yes.
Had my last meal like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, Jay could be like 45 minutes into his diet, and as like his good friend, I'm always like so proud of him. I'm like, yeah, man, eat your asparagus or your fucking meat. And
it takes a lot of dedication, man. Like, it's crazy. Like today, like I mentioned earlier when we were talking off air, it's like the closest thing that what I would think would be a recovering drug addict.
Yeah.
And I don't want to compare myself to a recovering drug addict, obviously.
But you get a perspective.
Right. Like a perspective. So I took one of my kids that I'm mentoring over to Wendy's, because that's usually our thing. When he, takes care of what he's supposed to take care of, as a reward, I take him to Wendy's, and we just sit there and watch wrestling videos, because that's all he's into. And I order him like a junior bacon cheeseburger meal that comes with fries, nuggets, a drink. And I'm just like, beads of sweat. God. And I'm like trying not to look at his plate or his tray, and I just had to sit there and literally just drink a coffee just to keep my mouth busy.
Mind you, like 45 minutes ago, Jay entered the house. He's like, I'm hungry as shit. Where's your microwave?
Yo, for real.
Like, straight to the kitchen.
So, day 3, it's not bad so far. It's just, driving by those temptations, because I drive a lot. So driving to your house, going down, was that Washington
Ave?
Washington Ave. It's like fast food central. It's Wendy's, McDonald's, Domino's.
But you see how it sets everybody up for failure, because 1 is convenient, 2 is fast, 3 They make it delicious, but it
Right.
doesn't have anything for you.
Right. So
Like-
I'm like driving by these things and I'm like, what's keto friendly in there? And I'm like Googling what's keto friendly at Wendy's. And I was like, is the chili at least?
Yeah.
They're like, nope,
Nope.
it has beans in it.
Yep.
It's like 12 net
Because
carbs or
That's
something
why
like
I told
that.
you end
I
up
know.
doing dirty keto too.
Right.
And then the thing is, you're not getting the
Mhm.
like from what I've seen from Jay's pictures, he's been doing extremely well so far.
Yeah.
He's got his asparagus, he's got his kale, he's got his protein, he's got his avocados. You're doing it right.
Avocados
doing
are
it right.
my best friend right now.
Yeah, man.
Avocados and cheese.
If you guys are on the keto diet, I would say like the best thing that I do, this is like my tips, is that when I go to Whole Foods, like I found that the amount of avocados that I buy and I end up just scooping them out. Some people might like them plain, right? I can't do that. So I buy the pre-made guacamole that they make, and I get like the kind of spicy one.
From where? Whole Foods?
Whole Foods. So it has
I might check
lime
that
in
out.
it, like has everything keto friendly. So it's
You gotta
like,
send me a picture of that.
oh yeah, for sure. Like, so
Send
I'm
me
doing
this.
stuff like that, and then like, like I showed you like the keto fat bombs that you can like that you just tried tonight.
Which was really good.
yeah.
Surprisingly good.
That's really
it's like
good.
a chocolate Reese's cup
Yeah.
without the peanut butter.
Yeah, it's got like more of like an espresso flavor,
Mm-hmm.
a little more coffee flavor.
Right. Dark chocolate is like, if you needed like a explanation, it's basically tastes like coffee and dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So it's not too bad.
no, not at
Not
all.
like that nastiness you gave me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was some raw.
That was too much, man.
Yeah.
I'm not that far into the keto diet to just
Nah.
like.
I don't think
man.
anybody gets that far into keto where they're like, this cardboard's delicious. You know?
So yeah, I've never been able to stick to a diet, but I'm like dedicated to do
Yeah.
this.
So let's get some encouragement,
yeah, man.
comments and stuff. Let's keep Jay
Please.
going on it.
Please, please,
You know what I'm
please. I
saying?
could use any support as possible.
Yeah.
And I've been going harder at the gym. I've been doing like they call HIIT workouts, I think, HIIT training,
Okay.
where it's like you have to get your heart rate up as much as possible without making your heart explode.
Oh my
And
god.
basically get your heart working.
So is this
and,
like
uh,
more like heavyweights type of stuff?
No,
Like-
it's more cardio stuff. So
Okay.
it's like on the treadmill, you run as fast as you can, get your heart rate up as fast as much as possible, and then bring it down.
So you're gonna be
Then
like
bring it back up.
shredded.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the aim, man. I'm telling you, no
because-
shirts, no
Wow,
shirts.
No shirts.
2019, summer 2019, no
Okay.
shirt.
Hashtag no
I'm
shirt.
burning all my shirts. But I think the whole gist of it is that the workout gets your heart pumping to the point where it's still burning fat after you're done.
Oh wow.
Right. So
So that plus,
that's my understanding.
That plus the MCT oil plus the keto,
The no carbs.
being in ketosis.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, I'm 3 days in, but I'm dedicated.
Yeah, man.
Aiming for several months. I'm gonna see if I could go a couple months.
Yeah. I think
gonna-
that's when you start seeing
Mhm.
the results.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna go hard this whole month. I'm gonna check in because I weighed myself when I started it.
Yeah.
I'll see where I'm at there, see how I feel there, and 9 times I feel like more than likely I will keep on going.
Have you
I'll
seen
be
like
at
a
that
day
point.
one picture? Did you do one of those?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I guess I could still do that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
just
only
take a
3 days
picture
in.
like
Mhm.
let your body at ease, and then like
Mhm.
start seeing this progress. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, man. So, yeah. So that's my update, man.
Dope.
What do you think outside of the sweets? What do you miss the most
Um,
from doing this diet?
I gotta say, like, I do miss things like potatoes, like in any form. I love my mashed potatoes. I
Same.
love fries.
Ugh,
I
fries,
love
man.
home fries. You know,
I
any
miss
type
fries,
of
man.
potato form. You know,
Mhm.
scallop potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I also miss things like I said, like once in a while I'll do like desserts. So like, I love my brownies and ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I love like chocolate chip cookies, brown butter chocolate chip cookies. Those are bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys had those, but those are really good. For the most part, I think, I've always kept a pretty good healthy diet, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like between my greens and my proteins and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So those were my getaways. So like for now, like I would get away too often,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And that would just affect me. So like even where I've always been of like an athletic build, I want to say like the type that pumps iron, I have more like a swimmer's body, a guy who plays soccer, you know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
more like tight and ripped but still skinny, you know what I'm saying? And like
Mhm.
I just wanted to get back to that. I noticed that even in photos or videos of people that would like take pictures of me, I was like, oh man, I'm starting to get like a little baby bump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I've never had, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like my whole childhood into teenage years and stuff like that. I've always been slim. So like for me to see that was just like, okay, let's get our shit together. Let's get back into shape and stop letting yourself go just due to temptation.
That baby bump body for guys is that what was the name of that dude from? Did you ever watch King of the Hill?
Oh yeah,
I was never a huge fan of it. That dude, like his boy, it was kind of like that, where he's like skinny overall, and then he has that little bump, that little alien belly.
Don't want that, because I noticed something. Like, there's one thing that I admire from my father, and that he's like 70, but at the same time, like, he has a great build. So I think, like, as a man or a woman, like, when you keep in shape, or like your genes fit a certain way, like, you kind of still have a youthful body. It makes you youthful. Like, everything comes with it. Like, your personality, you're more, I guess, like, maybe you're less depressed about like your body, so like you're more vibrant as a person.
Yeah,
all these different things I think add up. And you know, you're just adding longevity to your life, unless you like fuck up and slip off of a mountain and you're just like, oh, I'm dead now. You know what I'm saying? But
did you hear, now that you mentioned a mountain thing, there was this model. I'm gonna look it up. See, she was like very popular on Instagram apparently. I never knew about her, but I saw one of those random articles that you see like in the ads.
Yeah.
Like that randomly pop up on your feed. She was a swimsuit model, I think.
Okay.
She was Asian. Let me see. And her thing was that she would wear like a swimsuit and then go on these like hikes. And then she would take a photo on these cliffs and mountains and stuff like that. And I think that was like her thing, you know, taking all these photos. And so here we go. They call her the bikini climber.
Okay.
So let me see.
Is she all right?
No, she's dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So let me see if I can pull it up on here when I close the so there she goes.
Oh wow.
So this is her. I don't know if you see it on the camera, but so the whole thing is that she takes these photos, and that was like her thing. She became popular from doing all these things, and apparently she fell off a cliff doing one of her things, and she disappeared for a few days.
Oh my God.
And I guess while they were looking for her, let me see, she was 8 days into a solo hike. So I guess that's her thing. She does a solo. And she fell off this cliff.
Oh man.
It said overnight temperatures, an altitude of over 5,500 feet.
Damn.
So obviously it was like freezing temperatures, and she's just out there with a bikini, and she froze to death.
That's unfortunate.
Right.
That's literally like when you're trying to be positive and do something
crazy.
Great.
Yeah. She seemed like a very vibrant, like very positive person too. So it sucks. Let's see some of these pictures she took, which sucks, you know?
I like to see, but I also love to see people like, you know, be victorious in the sense like, you know, Ashley Graham.
Is that the plus size model?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She entered the game as a plus size model. And I think she's like getting more athletic and slimming down. So it's like one, beautiful, gorgeous woman. One, she like set a standard to let larger girls get in, but also now like she's getting fit for herself. So it's like, boom, you broke a standard. Now like you're getting fit and proving that you really are just being great as a model. It's not because there's all this hype around you being like a larger woman, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's like, I don't know. I think that's a wonderful, you know, what's a good word? Accomplishment.
Okay.
You know,
yeah. I was gonna say motivation, but
yeah, it's a motivation to others and a great accomplishment for that person when, you know, you're beautiful with inside on top of being beautiful within. I said outside, right?
You're beautiful inside as you
and
are
you're beautiful
out.
outside.
I got you.
Yeah. And it's one of those situations where, you know, she's doing Vogue and all these other things, and she's a great spirited person. So like, you know, news like this, like maybe this person was the same. Like that's just sad, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. It was super depressing, but it just popped into.
I mean, things happen though, and it's weird. Like sometimes you just can't control it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's unfortunate.
So How do we get there? I always ask that. Like, how do we get to that conversation?
I don't know. Just letting it flow.
Letting it flow. So, I wanted to. Did you watch the State of the Union the other night?
Yes, I started watching it, and then
I avoided it purposely.
The thing is,
okay, Angry Train Show.
This is a great segue to my question for you, actually. But when it comes to politics and stuff like that, it's like I know that a lot of people are against Trump and this and that, and we're against the government. We're against like how shit is being run, period, by both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like we feel like, in a sense, hopeless. Like no matter who gets in office, it's always the same BS, right? So, but the thing that people have to learn is that we actually have to learn from our history. We have to learn from our mistakes. And if you are disliking somebody or somebody in your eyes is your enemy, you have to keep them close. And I think it's important that we end up watching things like State of the Union and this and that, where it could be a waste of our time because of how the person's presenting themselves and what they're talking about. But at least we're well informed or more informed on what's going on rather than shooting in the dark because we've given up hope. And that's just my perspective on it. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just feel like, you know, keep your enemies close type of situation, that mentality when it comes to anything political, because it's like it's going to end up affecting us. And it, just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean it doesn't affect other people. So I'm saying like when the government was shut down, like, you know, I have friends that work for TSA. You know what I'm saying? They were cut out of money. People were like complaining like, okay, I just had a daughter, I just had a son this year or last year, and now I can't really pay for them. Thank God I saved a little money here. I have supportive family. But I think like that, things like that become a reality.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it purposely. I don't think I did it purposely, but my subconscious did it, I think. One, because I was busy throughout the day. But once I started seeing people tweeting about it, I was like, see, I don't know why you guys are watching it, because everybody was pissed off about what he was saying and all this stuff. And I was like, well, then why are you watching it? You know, he's been effing up. So
I think it's a lose-lose situation amongst Republicans, Democrats, and everybody in between, because it's like, what was a WWE? Like Raw, what was like, it's like a cage match, right? It's like a cage match, and everybody's like ego driven. Like nobody ends up winning in these situations. You know what I'm saying? So,
we end up suffering because they're fine. Politicians are always good. It's just us that we end up suffering.
But my question for you, right, on the reverse side, you are a big sports fan, right? You love basketball, you love baseball, you love football, and I'm always, since
I know where this is going.
Oh, definitely. Since the whole Kaepernick situation, where he's trying to kneel in defense of, I wouldn't consider just Black Lives Matter movement in general, but just for like the status quo of Black people when it comes to police brutality. That's like a big problem. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it was the Hispanic community, the white community, Asian community, everybody would be up in an uproar. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that when you do attend, when somebody invites you over, and I was asking this on my IG, and I got like 2 responses, which I was kind of surprised by, because you have like a lot of Black friends, and a lot of people are pro-Black in the sense that they do stand up and they do support Black movements that bring more positivity to the community as a whole, just like within our community as a whole race. So I wanted to get your perspective on how you sincerely felt about the politics between sports and what's going on in our government. And
I feel that his stance and his protest was hijacked by our lovely president.
Okay.
Where it became, well, he's protesting for one thing, and then it got flipped into something else, which is
by Kaepernick.
No, by
the NFL,
the president.
The president.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like that was a big influence on the NFL and what they're doing, because it outraged a lot of people.
Gotcha.
So he kneels for in protest of police brutality.
Yes.
President says he's disrespecting the armed forces. He's disrespecting the military.
Yeah.
When in fact, Kaepernick used to sit down. And the reason he's actually kneeling is because he spoke to an Army vet. And the Army vet said, if you want to do this the right way. Kneel. Okay. Which is apparently a sign of respect.
Gotcha.
So the way I see it, if you're upset about it, you're upset about it. If you're not upset about it, don't be upset about it. Gotcha. The other people that are upset about it. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So
you don't, because to some people, they might see it as like, you know, about the alt-right movement, right? It's basically the closest thing to almost like the neo-Nazi party.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of these people support Trump. So when Trump, by default, as a Republican that usually says, you know, there's both sides are bad, even if it's like a white supremacist rally, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel by association, even though people love sports, do you think most people should be more respectful? Because I feel like in the world of soccer, like Europeans, it's not just a sport. It's like your team represents your state, your country, and it's like it's bigger on a political spectrum. Like it brings money to, like, you know, cities, you know, whether you're a poor city or a rich city, it's bringing like support to your city, it's bringing support to your country and stuff like that. And I see it in the same way, like American football, basketball, like there's so much money that's already involved in these industries. Like, don't you think like people can give it a break just for the betterment of like a part of our culture?
You would think, but it's like we had that conversation a couple episodes ago where it's like there's always going to be those extremists on both sides.
True.
It's like if you want to protest, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you don't want to protest, whatever. Yeah. It is what it is. We're in America, right? It's a free country. You could do whatever. What I hate is that people can't respect each side. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to protest the NFL because of how they treated Kaepernick, I respect that.
Yeah.
If you want to hijack that and flip it the way you want to flip it, and be pro military, and then be pro military, it gets misconstrued when certain people from opposite sides try to pull people from one side or the other.
It's a very hard decision, I feel, even for me, right? Like I've never been super fan of like football in general, right? I'm more of a basketball, soccer guy. That's just who I am. But like, you know, you see mutual friends invited me to join you guys to watch the game. So that's where it's hard for me, where it's like I respect and know like people have gone through situations where like their family has gone through police brutality, or like my black friends stand with Kaepernick, and like I stand with that movement as well. But then I have people that I wouldn't say that it's not because it doesn't involve them. They just really love the sport, and this is what they look forward to. Like they work all week.
It's their escape.
It's their escape. So like for me, I could see like if I went to the game, it's not like all my passions in there. I'm going there to be respectful as the invite and the sociability level of the situation or party. But it's also hard because you know what's going on.
Yeah. The thing that I respect Kaepernick and everything he was doing and everything he's doing up to this date. But what I hated about that situation is obviously the flip of it, how the far left or whatever, far right, I don't even know the difference between the two.
Well, far left would be almost like Democratic, and far would be too Democratic, and far right is very
far right
Republican.
Hijacked that and made him look like a villain, right?
Yeah.
So sports are taken as an escape, right? And literally for like almost a year, that's all the sports media was talking about.
Yeah.
At least once they would mention it. And I hated when politics were being brought into like the whole sports world, and it just pissed me off.
Just hated that.
Yeah, that it's like sports are an escape for a lot of people. Most, if not all people, are going to sports to enjoy it for the couple of hours that they're playing a game or whatever.
Yeah.
And when it started becoming political, it started getting really, really annoying.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, I support Kaepernick and everything he does. I hated how things turned out. And he wasn't a bad player either, which is another thing where it's like, you know, just give this man a job.
Yeah.
So
I always feel that sports, though, have had a political It's like political in the sense that it's always been one team against the other. It's always been very competitive. It's like New York versus Connecticut. You know,
there's
what I'm
always
saying?
rivalries.
There's
stuff,
always
yeah.
rivalries. So it's one of those things that, you know,
Connecticut has a team.
I don't know. You know,
Do
what
they
I'm
have a
saying?
soccer team?
Oh, Connecticut?
Do they?
Oh, I don't know.
I feel like if any Connecticut team would be out there, it would be a soccer
I'm
team.
not big on the, like, I would say, like, the American soccer league. Like, I'm
Mhm.
more like international leagues. Like, when I follow something, I wouldn't know if Connecticut.
It's like Real Madrid versus Connecticut.
Yeah, you're like Connecticut, and you're like, I don't know.
Doesn't even
about
have
that.
a nice ring to it. But
Yeah, I wanted to get
Mhm.
that perspective, and like a lot of people said that, you know, a lot of my black friends are always glad to have allies.
Yeah,
They're glad to know that people outside their heritage or their culture have somebody supporting them,
Mhm.
and that they know that they'll be safe,
Mhm.
you know, outside
Mhm.
of wherever they are. So
Yeah.
I think that's really important, is like show support to, you know, your brother and sisters, and that goes for, you know, any subculture of our race where, you know,
Mhm.
say like the Dominicans were going through something, like, let's be there for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
And I respect both sides, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It's like I was thinking about this the other day, and it's like at the end of the day, the NFL is doing, at least the teams are doing what they feel is right for their money, because there's always a money thing, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's a misconception. I feel like the people that are saying that they would boycott if Kaepernick, let's say, signs to the Giants or something,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like they would get more support
Mm-hmm.
rather than boycotting. I feel.
And that's why I feel like almost like,
I think even people that don't watch football will watch football just because such team
yeah,
decided to grow some balls and sign Kaepernick.
exactly. No, and that's one of those things where it's like, you know, I had two sides. It's the way he explained it, but he also, like, you know, when Kanye said, you know, slavery still exists to this day, because it's like a mindset. It's like it doesn't matter that you have like a certain amount of money in the bank and all this. Like, we're all slaves to money, and then like depending on who you're under or who's writing your check, like, you know, people will ruin your life and cut you off from surviving as a human being because they write you your check. And then it's like there's that humiliation of like, you work for me, you gonna do what I want you to do, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's important when you put that to the side. And I think that's where I guess the heroic aspect of what Kaepernick is doing is, because this is a bigger problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want football here forever. You know, it's changed people's lives. It's given people opportunities and all that. It's great for your health. It's a great sport. But on the different side, we don't want racial indifference to be here forever. We don't want violence to be the main topic of every news post, or like somebody died. Like, when you see these things, like, they are heartbreaking. When you see like a boyfriend or a girlfriend sitting right next to their loved one, and the kids in the back seat, and the dad's getting shot right there by the cop.
Yeah, that sucks.
Whoa. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I felt like it went deeper. So if you take a moment to reflect, whoever you are, if you're on the opposition, if, you know, you're the person that said fuck the NFL, or if you're the person that's watching and, you know, take a second to think about things. You know what I'm saying? It's all important. Let's enjoy life. Let's not feel guilty to watch these games.
Right. And that's the way I feel at the end of the day. If it makes you happy, go for it. It's not like the NFL, and I hope nobody comes at me for this, but it's not like the NFL owners are the ones that are shooting these innocent black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand they have a certain
But they're not
stance to
backing it up.
They're not backing it up. They're doing it in their own way, I feel. But I don't know. I feel like I said, I feel like if somebody signs Cap, it would be more positive than negative.
Yeah.
And these racist people that say they're going to stop watching football because of it, that's bullshit. No. I don't think they will.
And on top of it, I must say, you know, as much negativity that's spewed out there, I feel that there is a great unity amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in general. Like, I feel like, you know, if somebody saw a kid in the road and like he's hurt, like, everybody's going to come together to help that kid. Like, you see it often, but a lot of times negativity is spread. So it looks like, we don't have a unity.
Yeah, man.
So,
all right, cool.
Greater cause.
Amen. What do you think of this 21 Savage situation? You being the conspiracy theorist, I saw a bunch of things out there.
Well, on top of
that,
you
probably read.
I was thinking about it from actually a realistic point of view of like, I was born in Paris, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you have dual citizenship.
I have
right?
dual citizenship, but I was thinking, I was like, damn, if I didn't have dual citizenship, I could be pulled in at this moment in time amongst everybody that's being, pointed out like he doesn't have a real citizenship.
Right.
Again, this is a different layer cake for me. I feel like it has a lot of layers to it, and it's not a simple, this is an easy solution. His parents probably came here, illegally, or
I think they came legally on a visa and then they just
stay.
Yeah, they just overstayed their visa.
Well, again, I don't want to make these assumptions, but it's one of those things. Usually, like if you enter a country, either maybe you're visiting friends and family, or your family's here. Like maybe they are American-born citizens, and you've lived in London your whole life, and you came to visit Atlanta, Georgia. And you're like, wow, this is really nice. And they're like, why don't you stay here a little bit more? And one of those things keep continuing. You're with your mate, and you have a child, and they're born on American soil. Not for him, not for his sake, but I'm saying a lot of different situations come into play of how people end up in different countries, and not all of them are just like here to take advantage of the system. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't even think we have a system that's really like, oh, let me take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you are an immigrant, you're getting more advantages than none. And I'm saying that for the American people. It's kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Because I know in Europe, you got free healthcare and all this other stuff, which this country is so large, it hasn't been able to catch up to that. But when it comes to 21 Savage, he has a gangster background. It's kind of like a Jay-Z situation, right? You come from an environment where you have no choices. You have to do what you have to do to survive for yourself and your family. People get caught up, they die, or they live off of nothing because they're trying to be taking the right route, which is hard sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So for 21 Savage to do positive things, I feel like he's rebranding himself, and I think it was before he got caught. He was rebranding himself.
He's been doing it for like the last year or two.
Yeah. He's been Meek Milling, like Meek Mill.
Right. I think it was around the same time Meek Mill got locked up.
Like what he's doing with Jay-Z is amazing. I feel like J. Cole is like a diplomat of like, he's very diplomatic within the hip hop community. Like if J. Cole starts entering your zone, whether you're a trap artist, everything else, it's like, okay, you have some solitude within you. You have good values. So I feel like J. Cole is, or like Wale, you know what I'm saying? Like when these artists mention you and you're in good terms with these artists, like I feel like you have a good spirit, a good value to do things right. So with 21 Savage, I watched an interview actually last night on the Breakfast Club, and he's still very street. He's a very street guy, but I could see like he's trying to do the right thing. And it's like one of those things, if you've already done this much or made this money off of like, quote unquote American soil, like I feel like he's gonna be unless they really have something against him, he will be charged off and have an opportunity, I guess, to do it the right way. Yeah.
I mean, from what I've been reading, it says that he applied for, at least from what I read here, so he clarified to reps that he immigrated to the United States when he was 7 years old, departed in 2005 to visit the United Kingdom, and returned later that month. Okay. 21 claims his legal status expired in 2006 through no fault of his own, and applied for a visa in 2017 once he discovered that he required one. Gotcha. So, I don't know, man. I feel like this whole situation is just weird.
This is like Slick Rick 2019. Slick Rick was, Slick Rick's from he's English.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So Slick Rick is English.
I guess I should have put that together because he raps with a British accent.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
He's like, oh, the Paul fish on
I didn't even notice that. I don't think I've ever heard him speak outside of like rapping.
Slick Rick has been English. So so it's kind of, to me, it's the same situation of like Slick Rick being in this country and then like, oh, he's illegal, I had to leave. Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing almost like Mos Def. Mos Def, you know, like they deported him for a while. It's like sometimes they come at these
I think
artists.
Mos Def got caught doing something overseas, and then he had to stay there while. Man, bro.
Sorry. That was a lens cap.
And then he had to stay there while the trial or whatever, you know, he was being accused of was being resolved. So
I don't know. It's like hip hop police. Either they know something or whatever, but like hip hop police come to people for all types of reasons. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I don't understand if he was like killing people, but I hated how he was trying to rebrand himself, and now they're scooping him up for it. Hopefully, he doesn't get like deported or anything, because he was like one of the first artists or anybody that I've seen that started in his community it's like classes for like the inner city youth of how to manage your money.
Okay.
And I think he even stopped like rocking chains and all that stuff just to show like the value of what it is to invest your money. I was about to say smartly, but I don't think that's the word.
Correctly.
More intelligently and more correctly. So
I listened to the project too, and like it's got a dope vibe, man. It's definitely got a dope vibe.
I love that he sounds like he's talking over beats.
That's it. Like he's like a Snoop Dogg in the sense that like the way he speaks in reality is the way he sounds on records.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. But you know, prayers to him. Hopefully they resolve this quickly. I heard Jay-Z hired a lawyer for him. I don't even think he like needs the money
once
for it.
Once you're in the hands of like the Jay-Z's and the Beyonces and you're good.
He has a lot of supporters.
Khaled supporting him. So
we're definitely supporting him on this side. So
quick thing. You know how like I went in, you know how we had the discussion about our drunk stories?
Yeah.
I went back, and you know how like you're like, can you find the club?
Yeah.
I found the club.
Oh, snap.
I found the club.
Well,
and I also found the picture of the person I was talking about.
Oh, damn. You gotta show me that. What's the name of the club first and foremost? The
club, I think it went from, it's actually French, which is crazy to me. So it went from Le Nuit, which is the night, but I think got new ownership, and it's called Le Avenue.
It's still around?
Yeah, it's still around. It's in South Jersey, and it's like, I don't know if they took away the water beds, because I know they have water beds, but now they have like,
I wanted to do. I've
have,
never been on a water bed.
They have the same thing. They have the lights. They have beds. It's like, it looks like soft cushioning, and they have this pool in the middle, and it's right on the beach.
That's fucking fly.
Yeah. So like, I wasn't lying. Like,
there's this bar that I've been wanting to go to down in, I think it might be in Long Branch. I gotta find the name for it, but it's somewhere down the shore where it's like super dope vibes. It's like right across the street from the beach.
Okay.
It's like a bar, and then they have like games on the sand and stuff like that, which seems pretty fly, man.
Hold on, if I can, I'm gonna bring up
Avenue Le Club. Is that it?
Yeah.
In Long Branch?
I believe so.
Let's see. 21. Why you rapping so hard?
It's funny, man. I found like all these. All right, so check this out, right? This is a picture of the night before I got twisted. I'm going to send it to your computer, and you can bring it up on the big computer, and you can see.
Is that a picture of yourself that night?
There's a picture somebody took of me on a phone, right?
So you guys can see.
Yo, I had the, this is where I had the Brook with the silver chain.
Oh, snap.
Wait, did you get it?
Not yet. I heard the.
Is that on my phone?
Probably. Usually if you send it to your phone, it goes straight to the laptop. Oh, here it is. Oh my God.
Right?
It even says Benetton Boys on it.
Right.
Is that the third Brazilian on
That's
there?
the third.
Shut the fuck up.
I had to cut it out.
Oh my God.
So if you guys want to see this is like literally
pulling it up on the
details from the night. Look at that.
Yo.
So if you see, like, these were the waterbed mattress things. They made drinks next to us.
You should have left her in there.
I would have
blurred her face out.
But you know what I had to do? I went back into my MySpace account.
Shit, you still have access to that?
Yes.
Is MySpace still around?
Yes.
That's wild.
So I found that, and then I was like, okay. I was like, how am I gonna find the club? And
I wish I had my info for my MySpace page.
If you have your old email, I can send you the other picture of who I was talking about. Mr. Burnt Face, Mr. Spawn.
Two-Face.
I could send you that.
Spawn.
You'll remember who it is.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I'm definitely gonna check this place out.
I'm saying it should be a trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
It should definitely be a trip.
Yeah. So that's dope that you found it.
Yeah,
I
man.
really wanted to check it out.
I took a night and I committed myself to say, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that.
So if you guys haven't heard that episode, it was on episode 5, I think, towards the end.
Was it, or was it 6?
It might have been 6,
yeah.
Towards the end, where we're talking about our drunk stories. So if you haven't done that, click back a couple episodes and check that out so you can know what we're talking about. But I wanted to let everybody know that we're releasing new music next week.
Yeah.
So by the time you hear this, the song would probably be out already.
Yeah.
Because usually we release episodes Wednesdays or Thursdays. We're releasing the song on Tuesdays.
My birthday.
Your birthday.
It's going to be my birthday.
It's going to be your birthday.
And if you guys didn't realize, Jay and I are both Aquarians. So,
yes, sir.
We're also having a show on the 13th at Hotel Gansevoort in the meatpacking district of New York City.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point to like promote it on this episode because we'll probably be at the venue.
We're gonna be
when
at
this
the venue,
releases,
right?
So,
hopefully, maybe we'll get it done before then. I don't know.
Maybe. So, I also wanted to do this thing I mentioned to you before we got on, but I wanted to teach you some Dominican.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, this is dope.
Maybe I'll make it another segment to see if I find some Dominican words for you.
Okay.
It's not quite Spanish. It's like a mixture between English and Spanish.
Is it when my mom goes like, "Hey Jay, I made some ceviche."
Ceviche.
I love ceviche.
Kind of. But it's what Dominicans like to do is they like to take English words and flip it, make it sound Spanish, right?
Okay.
So the first word I want to teach you is called, and what I want to do is I want to tell you the word.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me what you think it is.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what it actually is if you don't figure it out.
Okay.
And where it came from.
Do I have to pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Word number 1. I'm going to do 2 words today.
Okay.
Word number 1, poloche.
Poloche.
Mm-hmm. Just picture a Spanish accent saying this word.
Poloche.
I don't know if you're going to get this one.
For me, like in my head, I'm thinking pollo and que, which I'm like, what chicken? Damn.
Poloche is actually a shirt.
Poloche.
Yeah.
So it's like a polo
shirt. That's where it comes from.
That's dope.
So that's the first word.
Okay.
The second one is a little easier. Let me see if you get this one. It's called conflé.
Conflé. That sounds delicious.
It might be.
Sounds like a crispy little pancake. No? Like I feel like somebody
think of the word.
I feel like if
conflé.
some Dominican woman want to seduce, she'd be like, "Oh, conflé," and you're just like, "Yes."
Think of the word, right? Remember what I told you. It's a English word flipped into Spanish. So what do you think that sounds like? Conflé.
Ah, cornflakes.
Cornflakes.
Yes.
So we use that word.
It's like
to describe
Fable.
to describe any kind of cereal.
That's dope.
So
I feel like I'm gonna
from
catch on to this. Yes.
Yeah. So let me see if I could think of another one. See, now that you got the groove of it. This one's hella Dominican. Not even my dad uses this anymore. It's called guachiman.
Guachiman. I don't know why. I feel like it's almost like if you call somebody guachiman, it's like almost,
it sounds like a Jamaican curse word, right?
Yeah, it does. Like I was about to say, like they see a white guy, he got no swag, they'd be like guachiman. You know what I'm saying? Like
again, remember what it sounds like. Guachiman. You're probably not gonna get this one. This is a little tough.
Damn, I'm stuck on the whole Jamaica vibe.
It's a kind of like a guard, like a night guard or like
okay.
So guachiman, break it down, is watching man. So
Watching man.
A guard kind of watches things.
I was thinking about like watching man, but I'm like, that's not an actual thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, so we like do stupid stuff like that.
That's funny. Let me teach you a couple French words.
Go.
Okay. So, first I want you to think what it is. Same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poubelle.
Poubelle? It's definitely not Pooh Bear, is it?
No.
Poubelle. Is that similar to a Spanish word? Because I know a lot of French words have like
it might be. I mean, a lot of these are Latin based. So
Poubelle. I have no idea.
One guess. First thing that came to mind.
Shit.
Okay, but close.
But I know merde.
It's like trash can. It's like garbage.
Poubelle.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of anything in Spanish that sounds like that.
Okay.
Basura is what we call trash can.
Let me see.
I know you've taught me a couple words that sound very similar to Spanish.
This is easy. Pow.
Poil?
Pow.
I hate words like that.
Pow.
Poil.
Pow.
Wow. Is that a swimming pool?
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know that one.
Okay. It's pear.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was so close.
It's like, it's a P word, but I guess nobody would like really,
I would have thought pear. Pool.
Yeah,
Swimming pool.
That's dope though. I like that.
Yeah, I'll see if I could come up with a couple other ones next time. But let's see. So going off of the drunk stories. Actually, no, let's leave that out. Let's jump into tech talk.
Okay.
Because we're already more than halfway through this episode. So
gotcha.
Let's do the tech talk real quick, and then we'll jump into the pop and pop culture.
Yeah. For this week, it's kind of tough because I'm basically going to give you guys details on it, but since we're using it right now, it's kind of like it's hard to show you. But
if you give me the name, I'll pull it up.
Yeah. So basically, it's the Zoom H6, right? The Zoom H6 is an audio recording tool. It's also an interface.
This is what it looks like. If you guys can see the screen.
There we go. So that's the Zoom H6. This is what we use to record vows, record interviews, a lot of different things, again, from weddings and whatever. It's a high-end, high-quality recorder for a very reasonable price. And this is what we run our podcast off of. So if you guys, you can put a memory card in it, or you can use it, again, as an audio interface and record into Pro Tools like you guys can see now. So it's great. Again, we have the mics plugged into it. This is the quality that you hear, already it speaks for itself. So it's around $300 to $400, and it comes, as you guys see the top of that, it basically comes with like a stereo input, so you can get stereo. It has 4 XLR inputs and outputs, so you guys can put your studio mics, connect them up to it. They use these on movie sets, for the audio they need from the dialogue and conversations. You have built-in phantom power just off of batteries. So like if you have a microphone that needs to be phantom power induced, you have that built in. So I think the bang for the buck, if you want to start your own podcast, if you need to record really great audio, again, if you're doing little short documentaries for yourself, if you're doing weddings, this covers the field. And again, for the price, it's unmatched, and it's very easy to use. It's you take it out the box, you turn it on, and you can easily teach yourself how to record audio. And it's you set it and forget it in a sense. I haven't had to come back or been like, oh my God, I lost my audio. It also, the beauty of it, if you say you were clipping, and clipping is when you're too loud and you're starting to lose audio because your level is too high, it does a backup of an audio, so you have a clean take. So God forbid,
I love that.
Yeah, somebody was screaming into the mic, or you put the level too high for like a wedding, you have a backup audio which can save you your client, your money, and your time. And there it is. That's the Zoom H6.
Yep. So in a nutshell, it's a very beastly audio recorder.
Yes.
And it's so easy to use. Like Rich mentioned, we use it a lot on weddings.
Yeah.
And to record the podcast.
100%.
Yeah, so it's very easy to use. We usually connect the lapel mic to it for when somebody's reading the vows or when they're doing the actual ceremony.
Do you want to explain what a lapel or a lavalier mic is?
Yeah, if you have it around. Do you have it around?
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
Yeah. So the lapel mic is basically what you usually see on, I guess, like TV sets and like talk shows.
It's usually very discreet.
Yeah, so they connect it. It's like a little tiny mic that you could clip to your shirt. So this is what it looks like. don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully the camera focuses on it. So we have this end obviously connected to the recorder, the Zoom H6, and then usually what we do is we kind of hide it under the shirts.
Yeah.
And we put it as close to the mouth as possible without showing. You know what I mean?
And
so
sometimes you guys gotta have to like back the mic with a little bit of tape so it doesn't rub against somebody's chest hair or shirt.
So another cool thing we did was during the ceremony of the last wedding that we did, we clipped it to kind of like the microphone, kind of like this.
Yeah, in the middle.
Where you can hear the, what would you call the person that's marrying somebody?
Oh, just, well, it wasn't really a priest, but it was like...
She wasn't a pastor. Or whatever, the person that marries the two people. Yeah. And we were able to get clean audio for both the wife and husband, bride and groom, I mean, and the person that was marrying them. So that came in clutch.
That was very smart on Jay's end, actually, because they were having audio problems. And it wasn't one of those situations where we could really just mic up the bride and mic up the groom like that. So he was like, okay,
let's try this.
Let's get a 360. And it worked beautifully.
Yeah, it worked nicely. So I guess I can jump into the app that I wanted to talk about. So the app I want to talk about.
I'm going to start calling you the App King.
The App King. Actually running out of apps, so hopefully I have one for next time. It's one of the apps that I use for buying flights. It's called Hopper. Hopper.
Hopper is dope. This is actually, I have it myself. It's exceptionally dope.
Yeah, man. So what I like about Hopper is, let's say you look up a flight for example, right now I'm looking for a flight to Vegas in June for a bachelor party.
Okay.
So I put the dates, June 7th to the 9th. Right now the tickets are a little expensive. They drop down to $464.
Okay.
From like $480 something.
Damn.
So what this app allows you to do is it allows you to track this particular flight, and then ever so often they'll give you a notification saying, okay, this dropped to this certain price, but if you wait on it, on average it would drop, let's say, another $150 to $200.
Yeah.
So as you're watching it, it gives you advice whether to pull the trigger or not in any particular moment.
That I didn't know about it that much in depth.
Yeah, so here it says price prediction. Prices will vary over the next 3 months, dropping as low as $360. So you'll save another $104 if I wait a little longer.
So you're waiting on the 360, and then they'll be like, pull the trigger.
Yeah. So another thing that it allows you to do is that it'll suggest, if you are flexible with particular dates, it'll tell you what nearby airports or what nearby dates the flights will be cheaper. Like, for example, 9 times out of 10, if you fly out of Philly rather than LaGuardia or JFK or Newark, which we always fly out of, it'll tell you if you fly out of Philly, it's $200 cheaper.
Oh, wow.
Or $150 cheaper. And if
sometimes that could work too, because if you're taking an Uber, like even if you were going to pay $100 difference now, I mean, you might be saving some type of cash.
Yeah. So that allows you to pick and choose what you want to do. If you want to spend the night in Philly,
why not?
Why not drive down, kind of park your car somewhere, you save the money. And
it's all about the journey, not the destination.
I'm always trying to save you guys money, man. So yeah, check out Hopper if you haven't checked it out yet.
That's dope.
It's really dope. Another thing is suggested is the dates, like I mentioned before.
Okay. And
they're like, if you're flexible with your dates, if you fly out this weekend rather than that weekend, it'll be a lot cheaper. Right now it's saying there's some nearby dates that are $245 as opposed to the $464 that it's at right now.
Damn.
So yeah, that's the Hopper app, man. Check it out.
Yeah, so that'd be great if we get one of these sponsors finally.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping that we could get some of these. Maybe we should start tagging these people as sponsors. But
can I get something off my chest?
Yeah, hold on. Are we good with Tech Talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say, no, this is more funny though.
Go for it.
Jay knows, right? Since I was sick for these past 4 days, my mom is a germaphobe, right? So she basically like enters my room in a hazmat suit every time I get sick. Or like, it could be one of those things. Jay's been sick before, and like we always have business to do. So
I never get sick.
One time he came over and he was just like, he like was dying. Like he had one of those like whooping coughs. And like
whooping coughs.
And he was stopping himself from coughing because my mom will like interrogate anybody who's sick. She'll be like, "Oh my God, are you sick?" And you're just like, no. Because once she knows you're sick, it's all over.
She
She's like,
tries to quarantine you.
she pulls out the Lysol can. She's got like gloves on, and I'm not even kidding. So it's like, it's one of these situations. I've been sick for the past 4 days, so it's been hazmat suit. You can see like there's like, you know, she'll bring me chicken soup. She's like, "Don't touch me."
I guess this is the only time that she never interrupts us. Now that I think about it, maybe I should say I'm sick like every other week.
Exactly. So it's like, I just feel there should be a latch door where like soup gets shoved into my room, and then
that's how I felt that night.
Yep.
Where I was like holding in a cough, so she won't be like, "That's it, shut this whole shit down, quarantine." She puts the fucking suit on, the alarm goes off.
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's mad funny though.
That was hilarious.
I'm glad she doesn't just do that with me.
No,
I'm glad that she does that with you too.
Everyone.
Such a germaphobe. It's so funny.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I honestly feel like people that are like that get sick more often.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's called.
So I feel like the person that like rubs dirt on themselves and like eats worms gets sick the least.
Yeah. No, that's how it is though. Like I feel like that's why a lot of people have allergies, because some people are just like protected by being in super clean environments. Like if you have a housekeeper all the time, and then like something like a dust comes around, people don't have any immunity to it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, most people like they can end up being hypochondriacs because, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely. So let me see. I don't really have much for the pop culture today. I was kind of like more intrigued by the 21 Savage story than anything.
Yeah, no. I mean that's cool. Like for me, I feel like within like pop culture right now, it has been like repetitive. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're getting the same stories by different people.
Yeah, and it's always like one situation recycled, basically. Did you hear about the Liam Neeson thing?
Yes. I don't like
so wild. We gotta cancel Liam Neeson's too, man.
And people are quick to like cancel everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what he said was fucked up, but whatever.
Because the thing is, but like, if it's if it's a black person, white person, like I could easily see like either side going in, like stating their color and being like, that's a bastard. You know what I'm saying? If the person's a bastard, they're a bastard. Like if somebody rapes somebody, like you just go on the extra hall. Like people haven't. The thing is, people are very descriptive, right? Yeah. But people haven't got into the zone of just like calling out, again, a human being for a human being. Yeah. I'm not just like, if I'm mad at you, I'm not like, this guy is just a pervert. No, you got to add that guy's
piece of shit.
That Dominican pervert, that Latin pervert, that black pervert. You know what I'm saying? And then once it goes in here, you got everybody saying, "Oh, it's because he's this, because he's that." So
yeah, I feel that. What did you think about? What did you think about the whole Demi Lovato thing? Did you hear about that?
Yep. I for me, it's like people going in on the memes and stuff like that. I can get like. I guess some people go in on the memes because they feel like he's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? They feel comfortable in joking about it. But other times, like, if you're somebody that really had a problem and people are there to support you, like, I guess keep it amongst your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do have a lot of people that's overly sensitive with things, but this is somebody's life and career.
Right.
So, like, I think that's why it can get out of hand. You know, especially if she's had a history and people didn't like give up on her. You know, I always say to each his own, but also treat others the way you want to be treated. Right. That's what I live by. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always putting myself in the shoes of others, and that's why I feel like I have more of a sympathy or understanding. But then other times I'm just like, yeah, this is outrageous. Like we can't have fun anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I feel the same way. It's like, one, she should have tough skin when it comes. And again, I've never been in a situation where like thousands and thousands of people are flooding my mentions. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you're on social media and you're making a joke like that, you should have tough skin.
I think Wale handled it beautifully, though.
He did. He definitely did.
His response was like,
and I don't think her replies were great. No. Like I was on her side for the most part until the whole Wale thing. It was just like, because it was like she was getting mad at him for it. But if you thought those memes were funny, okay, I mean, no disrespect, his life is in the hands of whatever people, but the memes were kind of funny. I posted a couple myself.
I mean, it
was just so random. It's like in the middle of the day, it was like 21 Savage is British. I'm like, whoa.
Nobody
was so random.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody feels it until it happens to them.
Yeah.
But
I know I would be upset if people made memes of, let's say, my dad was getting kicked out, God forbid.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. He was being deported to DR or something like that, I wouldn't find it that funny.
Whatever term you use, like Wachiman.
Wachiman.
You know what I'm saying?
The Wachiman is watching you, man.
Is watching.
So, yeah. But there's been a lot of, like, crazy, like, canceling this week. But, you have any more questions? Any more topics?
I kind of spoke on kind of like the flu and stuff like that. Like I noticed that, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of things like that is like unfair, like the flu and chemtrails and all like that. I kind of know your perspective though, like on all that.
We're gonna die one day.
We're gonna die one day. We all end up in the same box. Jay's the type to show you that meme where there's like skeletons and one says like white guy, black guy, religious guy.
We're all the same height.
Yep. But then also he's the guy that ends up on the keto diet. You know what I'm saying?
I do that more for myself, I'm trying to look sexy 2019.
You gotta look sexy, man.
You know what I mean? So, let me see.
It's my brother's birthday. He's on the podcast.
Woo-hoo. Yeah. I'm gonna send him a text. Oh, did I reply when you sent me? Oh, I feel like an asshole now.
So let me see now. Let's record this. Happy birthday to my brother. Actually, you know what? Let's do something fun. We're going to call him live.
I feel like a dick. I think he sent me a birthday wish, and I don't know if I replied because I got so many that day that I wanted to take my time. Yeah, I did it.
Hopefully
this
works.
I can apologize now. Should hook it up to the...
Hey.
Yo, hold on one second.
Oh, hey, guy.
You're on the terrible reception. Hold on one second.
Giving you a live birthday shout out, my friend.
Yeah.
I want to start off. Vem.
Oh, man.
Hey, Vem.
Ready for this? Vem.
Vem, I want to start off with an apology.
Hold on one second.
You hear me? You heard me, Vem?
Hey.
I want to start off with an apology.
Why are you apologizing, man?
That I didn't well, people can't apologize at midnight. I didn't reply to your text the other day. I meant to call you later that day, but it got so hectic with the notifications and texts and calls and stuff like that. So I wanted to say thank you.
Problem.
Thank you, sir.
So happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
You want to tell everybody how old you are?
I'm 46.
Oh, man,
46.
look at that.
What a baby. You're 23? 23 already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
All time.
Vamir's 23 and like...
Your little brother's 23.
I know, it's
That's
crazy.
wild.
I remember this story and Vamir's going to agree with me, right? There was this time where...
There was this time
where I had this obsession with scaring my brother. So like I would do this like spider crawl like while he was just learning how to walk. And he like end up crying and like hitting the floor, or like there's be this time where I got this like shoebox and I would like shove him down the stairs in it, and he would love it.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
How small was he that you could fit him in a shoebox?
He was so small, man. And then like I remember we got lightsabers, right? And we
acted like we're homeless kids. Need a box.
It was like he was ecstatic about it, right? Because like I had this like green. He had this green lightsaber, right?
You had the Darth Maul.
I had like the Darth Maul one, where it's the double-sided lightsaber. Yeah, so I was basically like, how old was I? You were just born.
You're probably like 10, 11.
I was able enough to stand and hold the lightsaber.
I was like maybe like 13, you know what I'm saying? And like, we're just like going at it. I'm like, this is like Star Wars, the final, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I hit my brother in the balls. This kid goes like crying. My mother enters the room.
Sounds too. You were like, vroom, vroom. And I was like, is this the real movie? Just a red flash.
My mom's just yelling like, he can't ever have kids. I'm like, Mom, his balls didn't even drop. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it.
Jeez.
No, but I think
how times have changed.
right. Yeah, my brother's in college now, so it's one of those situations when you look back on those things and all those great memories. You know, you're just like, there's more exciting lightsaber battle matches to come, and just in different forms. And I want to wish you good health, great life.
Yes, sir.
And
many more happy, healthy years ahead of you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. I know whenever you wish someone something, it's meaningful. So thank you. Thank you, brother.
So I've been sick. I'm sorry that I'm not able to kind of join in the festivities tomorrow, but come next week, I'm taking you out. We're gonna do it up.
Oh yeah.
You gotta do it up, man.
Yeah.
Do it up.
How you doing a podcast with a cold or whatever you got?
I'm just doing it. We have
putting germs all over the microphone.
Yeah. we gotta keep the world,
man.
Informed.
Content, man.
Informed.
All Gary V, baby. Content.
He's coming on.
So we saw it was a little bit past 12, but I was like, oh, brother's birthday. So
yeah, man. That's the perfect time to wrap up.
Thank you guys. Much love. Shout out to the Terrible Reception Podcast.
Hey.
Not so terrible.
I like that.
Music.
That's a nice
Shout
slogan.
Out to One Eye Photography.
Oh,
hey.
Shout out to
Benetton Apparel.
Copiers and the Suarez's.
Yeah, I like that.
Much love, man. Thank you so much.
Yes,
I'll let
sir.
you get back to your philosophical talks and all that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll hit you up again tomorrow, but once again, we want to wish you a happy birthday live.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Forever preserved in the legendary podcast.
You live forever.
Thanks, guys.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, that was cool. It sounded clear in the headphones, so
yeah,
you should be good.
Super dope.
Thanks, Mom. So I guess that's it, man. Do you have anything else?
No, I think that was a great one. Let's keep it short and sweet this time.
I don't think it's short and sweet.
No,
I think it's about the same length.
All right,
if not maybe a little longer.
When you have fun, time flies. You know what I'm saying?
So thank you again for joining us. Episode 8 of the Terrible Reception Podcast. Yes. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on your notifications on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a rating, leave a review. Super important. Spotify, I'm not sure if you could do any of those things, but at least hit the little green heart. Yeah. Make us look important. And
in the words of my brother, the Terrible Reception Parrotcast, not so terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Parrotcast?
What?
Parrot Podcast? What?
The Parrot Podcast. I said the Terrible Reception Podcast. It's not so terrible.
Yeah, I like that.
Right?
I like that. Maybe we should start saying that.
We should.
Thanks once again for joining us. We'll see you on the next one. And as usual,
let's hit him with the intro and the outro. Wow. 1,